Happy Monday, you guys. So we're gonna start with gratitude. I think it is essential that you start every morning with your affirmations, with your gratitude. What happened in the last 24 to 48 hours? That was baller. I have this beautiful gratitude journal that Lisa sent me, Kaye loves me. You can get it off Amazon, but piece of paper, back of a bill, sticky note. I don't even know what this is. Write on something, 5 things that you're grateful for in the last 24 hours, and your I am statements. Ari, I'm going to throw it to you for a second because people hear from me all the time about how I do my gratitude, but what's something that gets you started in the morning with gratitude?
So I just use a regular journal. I don't use like a guided journal at this moment in time. It's just a plain journal. But what I started doing this weekend, we had a speaker come and speak about self-love, and she mentioned how she was journaling at one point, and she felt like she was just doing it to check off that box that, oh yep, I did my gratitude journal. And I was starting to kind of feel that way. I started to kind of rush through it and not really feel it. So this weekend I really started to be a little bit more intentional with it and not just limit myself to gratitude, but kind of being able to write a little bit of my thoughts too, as well as not just 3 things I'm grateful for in my affirmations. So I'm going a little deeper with it now. So I encourage you to not limit yourself, and just make it feel like, oh, I did my gratitude journal, I'm done. You can totally, I encourage you to get a little bit more in depth if you have, the time to do so and the need, because if you're feeling how I was feeling, where I was just like writing the same thing over and over again and not really feeling it, I think it's important to really get deeper into it. So that's what I'm working on now.
No, that's so true. Because when I first started journaling, gratitude, whatever you want to call it, I was just doing it because I was told to. So I was just ticking that box, checking that box. What is it? Tick, whatever it is. I was just doing that because I was told to. So I wasn't really putting in the thought and the effort that really goes behind gratitude and behind journaling. Just doing it to say that you did it is freaking pointless. I don't mean that mean, it just is. If you're not putting the time, the effort, and the thought behind it, you're not doing what you are supposed to be doing for gratitude. Just checking off a box or just saying, ha, I did it, is not the point behind gratitude. You need to
Mhm.
put the heart and the the heart and the effort behind it, so that I don't know how to explain it, but you have to put that heart and that effort behind it, or you're literally just writing shit down.
Right. And with like the affirmations too, like really, we're going to be talking about, limiting beliefs today. And I think it's really important to find affirmations. Don't use the same affirmations that you just see everyone else, spout off that they write down, because they're not going to be personal to you. They're not going to be useful to you. So you really got to find what your limiting beliefs are and Google them, Pinterest them, whatever you have to do to find ones that are going to be helpful to what you need to work on personally. So,
Ones that are soul touching to you. Just don't just put I am a great mom. Like the same thing with your 5 things. Don't just put I'm a mom. Your I am should be soul touching. They should be, when you read them, they make you cry. Again, if your why doesn't make you cry, if your I ams don't make you cry, you need to go deeper, you need to go further. Your I am should always be things that you're massively striving to be and that you are. Ooh, all right. So we're gonna go into team news and Lavelle news. I had a sticky note somewhere. Blah, 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 blah. Here it is. All right, Palooza. I know we've talked about it every freaking Monday, Wednesday, Friday since they released it, but it's the end of, and I don't even know the dates. End of April, beginning of May. Make sure you book your room. There are hotels available where you can book it and not pay right now. So even if you're not 100% sure if you're going, get your room. Also, on every single team page, there is a post that says need a roommate? Question mark. If you need a roommate for Palooza, you can fit some people in these rooms, 4 to 5 to 6 deep, let me tell you. So these rooms become dirt cheap. You get to know your sideline sisters, you get to know your team. It's great for that relationship building. So don't freak out if you don't know anybody. Don't worry if you're brand new. A lot of us who are not even brand new, hi, me, never been to a palooza. So don't feel like, oh my God, I just started last month. Whatever, that's fine. Get your butt there, share a room with somebody. Because to be honest, if you started in the last, what is it, 2 years, none of us have been into a palooza. There hasn't been one since, what year are we in? 2021. There wasn't one last year. So the last one was May of
2019.
2019. So even if you just started last month, who cares? The people from the last 2 years that have started haven't gone either. So you're not going to be the only newbie there. Get your butts there. I know there's a lot of people posting on the team pages too, like, hey, who wants to carpool? I mean, there's people carpooling from Tennessee. They're renting vans and driving down together. So if you're not a plane person, which I'm not, but Brittany is going to get her butt on a plane because that's a 24-hour drive. Not doing that nonsense.
That's what I did my first year. I
I
carpooled
know
with.
from New York, you're insane. I have driven
I'm
to
not doing it
Texas
pregnant this
once
year.
with my dad when I was like 10, I think. Obviously, I didn't drive, he drove, but we were getting an antique car. Never again will I drive or ride to Texas. That is redonkulous.
It was
But
a lot of fun though. So just if you
it's
have to
probably
do
more
it,
fun with your friends than it is with your dad.
well,
Let's just
yeah.
be
I
realistic.
mean, I brought my boyfriend and a sideline sister that was local that I had never even met before. Kaylee just hooked us up because she didn't want to fly either. And we had a blast the whole entire way. Like we just clicked and it was an amazing time. So
So
don't
there's
be
two
afraid to just,
posts. Exactly. There's two posts in multiple of the team pages. Who wants to drive down together? Who wants to room together? Hook up, y'all. Hook up.
yeah. And let me just say something on that. I'm like a pretty antisocial person. Like I'm very shy, I'm very introverted, and don't let that hold you back. I know there's a lot of people that are probably the same way. Don't let that hold you back from finding a roommate that you don't know, carpooling with someone you don't know, traveling with someone you don't know, because it could be so life changing. Like we made such a tight knit friendship, and like just we just had so much fun. So like, and like I said, I've gotten better at liking people. But honestly, when I first started this business, I could give a shit less to talk to anyone that I didn't know. So step out of your comfort zone and just do it because it'll pay off. It'll be amazing.
Exactly. The getaway. We have a month and a half left for qualifications. Do not count yourself out. It is not sold out. Put your nose to the ground, whatever it is, and get your ass to work and get this. Even if you think you can't earn it, I didn't think I was going to earn the last one, so I didn't even bother to get my passport. Then I earned it. My passport never came. Hi, Brittany's a dumbass. My passport still isn't here. Like, what the heck? But it's supposed to be here in the next couple of weeks. So, even if you don't think you can earn it, run. Run like heck. Bonuses, same time frame. We have 1.5 months left for rank advancement bonuses. Do not count yourself out. Run like hello and get them. All right, so that is all the team news. We are going to get into the nuts and bolts of this. Let's see. Mindset, limiting beliefs, earning retreats, and getting to conference. Hey, look, it does tie in. Ari, do you want to start?
Sure. I wasn't even sure what the topics were this morning, but it's
By the way,
perfect
those are your
because
topics.
those are my topics. So, I mean, I just saw them like 5 minutes before getting on the Zoom. So, I don't have anything prepared for you guys, and I do get super nervous getting on Zooms. But this weekend has inspired me. In the past, I had been a lot more vocal. I had shown up a lot more, just doing like lives on team pages, and I was reminded this weekend that I made a huge impact in this team by just sharing what I have to say, on lives and on Zoom. So talking about self-limiting beliefs, that's one of my big things that holds me back is I don't feel like I'm a capable leader or that I don't really have anything meaningful to say, or I say the same thing over and over again. But like I said, I was inspired to start showing up more and start sharing my knowledge and my passion and everything with you guys, because it's super important to do that, because it can, the more you do it, the more you step out, the more you do the things that you don't want to do, the better you're going to feel, the better you're going to get at the things. Um, so here I am this morning. um, so that's one of my, like I said, that's one of my big self-limiting beliefs. And I have been, with my affirmations, I've been really focusing on, um, affirmations that focus on being a leader and just being able to connect better with my tribe, being able to connect better with all of you, because I feel like that's been a big missing piece as well. Is, like I said, because I'm an introvert, I have that hard time really connecting with people and putting myself out there. So, I just saw a squirrel, total squirrel. um, I really, really encourage you guys to do the things that you don't want to do first. I really didn't want to wake up this morning and get on this Zoom just because of the traveling. But I said, you know what? My fire has been lit. My cup has been filled this weekend after going to Chastity Marie's house for Kaylee's first retreat. It was beyond amazing. Like, I don't even have the words. Still don't have the words for how amazing they just like pampered us, made us feel like royalty, and really just, we did so many different exercises that just brought us together as a team, bonding, really working like on the self-limiting beliefs and knowing that we are worthy. And I urge you guys to never count yourself out for retreats, lifestyle getaways, Thrive Palooza, whatever the freaking case may be. Run after it, put your points in, keep track of them, and get there, because it can change everything. It can help you see a bigger picture, see the vision. And I feel like a lot of people are missing what the vision is here. Not everyone has the same vision either, but it could help change your vision too. When I joined this company, I was a waitress bartender, and I didn't join to quit my job. I was miserable as hell as a waitress and bartender, but that wasn't like, oh, I'm joining so I can quit my job or anything, but I've been able to do that over, I believe, after 8 months of promoting, I was able to step away from that job, and my mental health is in such a better place now that I don't have to go to a job that I am freaking miserable at. Like, I literally used to cry going to my job because I just hated it so much. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to that. I'm sure there's some people that don't relate to that. They love their job, they love what they do. But if it's something that's in your head, I want to encourage you that it is a possibility if you work hard enough and if you stay consistent and stick with the IPAs, stick with connecting with people, stick with building relationships, building your network. You can get there if you want to. So like I said, everyone has a different vision. These freaking earbuds keep falling out. Um, but just, I encourage you not to give up. I know some of my team, I have some newbies that came in, and they've been, people get discouraged. And I told my team yesterday, like, one of my girls asked, has anyone signed any or not signed anyone this week? And I was like, girlfriend, um, you know, I could tell you all day long not to get discouraged when you don't sign someone for a week or a month, but I still do. I still get discouraged. So it's all about having that, taking quitting off the table and not letting it make you quit. Because I mean, honestly, for me at least, what the heck else am I doing? This is the only thing that's going to bring me to the next level, that's going to get me closer to my goals, my dreams, to being the person that I truly want to be. If I fell off from this business, I don't know where I would be. This is like what keeps me anchored. This is what keeps me going. This is what gets me out of the bed in the morning. Because honestly, I don't know. There's probably a lot of new people on here that don't know my story, but I am in recovery. I am a recovering heroin addict, and I didn't have anything to live for or to look forward to before starting this business. This is my passion, helping people see that hope and that light. So find what it is for you that lights your fire, gets you up in the morning, gets you going, um, and tie it into your thrive. Don't separate them. Okay. I feel like a lot of people are just like, it'll be an all thrive post and then just something about them here and there. You want to just kind of tie it together and sprinkle thrive in there. So I encourage you guys to, like I said, tie it together. Don't separate the things. I feel like I'm so off track of what the topics are.
No, you're fine. You're fine, and you're 100% right. You
I
are.
get so like sidetracked.
No, you're fine. You're good. So I feel like you're so right though. So many people think they post thrive, 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 and then nothing happens with their business, and then they're like, "What the hell? I'm posting about thrive." Stop that nonsense. If
Right.
you go to my page, if you go to Ari's page, if you go to Lizzie's page, if you go to Kaylee's page, Lisa's, you're not going to see thrive, 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 thrive. Mine, you're going to see dog, 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 dog. Ari's, you're going to see mental health, positivity, recovery, her freaking adorable son that I just want to squeeze his cuteness. His videos last night in the car when you got home were cracking me up. He's like, "No, Mom, I want my gummies. I don't care that you're home. I want my gummies." I'm like, "It's such a child thing." Like,
No.
but you are more than just thrive. You are who you are. And you're more than just a mom. You're more than just a wife. I am a dog mom. I'm a dog mom that advocates for these little brats constantly. I am a rescue mom. Ari is a boy mom through and freaking through. Ari is a recovery advocate. She talks about her journey. How has growing in this business growed her life? How has it changed her? Y'all, it's too dang early. This time change and this allergies is going to kill me because I took allergy meds, so they're trying to put me to sleep. And the Thrive is like, no, we're gonna wake you up. But anyways, so what are you? Sprinkle Thrive into your life. Stop posting about it every 2 hours. Buy my stuff. It's not. And also don't post one day and then get pissed off because nothing's happening because you posted about it one time 6 months ago. Just
Right.
saying. All right. Lizzie, we're going to jump to you, Bobo. Let's talk about mindset, limiting beliefs. Retreat. I'm so jelly.
I know. It was an amazing experience, honestly. Like, it was hands down one of the most impactful, empowering, life-changing weekends of my entire life. Hands down, my entire life. Like, I'm also still speechless. I'm also super nervous to do this, but here I am. This is my first Zoom I'm speaking on ever. But if there's one thing that I learned this weekend, it's to conquer your fears. It's that I can do the hard things. And in order to get anywhere I want to in my life, it's that I have to do the hard things. None of the really good things come easy. Wow. Okay. So I jotted down a couple notes on like mindset and stuff like that. This weekend, and if you've been on for a while, the laws of attraction are kind of a huge thing in this business. I at first didn't really think that I was going to be able to get this retreat. I've only been thriving since August. I think I hit the promoter button in October, but I ran anyway. And it was one of the first things that I put on my vision or dream board, whichever you want to call it. If you don't have one, guys, you need to make one. They're seriously super, super powerful. It reminds you every single day of your goals, your dreams, what you want to achieve in this business and life in general. And I remember when Kaylee was reading off the earners for the trip, I just literally started sobbing, and I got to literally cross off something on my dream board, which made it even more powerful to physically cross something off. It was just, it's crazy how powerful it is once it actually happens. I'm also kind of like Dory and sidetracked and, like I said, nervous. Running for retreats, I can tell you that I want to do it over and over and over again. Like I said to everyone yesterday, I'm like, I wish we could just live on a little piece of land together and just be together forever. Um, it's super impactful just being with like-minded people with the same goals as you. I can tell you that I'm going to be running my business completely different than I was before, and a lot harder than I ever was before. Now that I have been around like-minded people, and especially staying at someone like Chas's house, like it, you know, she started at rock bottom, and it's just, if she can do it, anyone can do it, you know. um it just motivates you to really just push for your goals and your dreams, and just keep them in mind all the time, because anything, you're capable of anything, you really are. I don't know, I'm kind of lost, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You are good. So you talked about mindset, you talked about your limiting beliefs, you talked a little bit about the retreat. What were some of your biggest takeaways from the retreat? What what going into it did you not think you would be pulling away from it, if that makes sense?
Okay. um I think, well, okay, this might be a little basic. That I'm honestly, one that's really been on my mind is that I'm worthy or capable of anything. Honestly, I'm not ranked, so I didn't think I was going to be going on this retreat at all. So that was honestly kind of one of my really hard limiting beliefs to deal with at first. I didn't think I was worthy to be there. I didn't think I was worthy enough to be loved on like that. I didn't think I was worthy enough to make the friendships and the sisterhood that I did while I was there. Um, it was really hard for me at first. And leaving, I have family now. I mean, honestly, like starting this business, I thought one of the coolest, like I wasn't expecting to make friends at all, hands down. I just thought, you know, I mean, I love health and wellness. I love these products. It'll just be a fun thing to do to keep me occupied. And then I started building friendships and stuff. And if honestly, like the biggest thing this weekend for me, I think was just knowing I'm not alone, building relationships, and knowing that no matter where you're at, you can keep growing. That was like honestly my biggest takeaway. Being accepted by everyone else on our team was really huge for me. Um, I'm still really speechless about the whole weekend, trying to process everything. Like it was seriously like I was still crying when I got home yesterday. Like we just did so many amazing exercises about just bonding, personal growth, growing with your sisters and your sidelines. I can tell you I'm running hard as hell for 4K right now in these bonuses.
But I think that's a huge takeaway. Lizzie isn't a rank, but she earned a retreat.
Mm-hmm.
So can you. That's why these leaders do these retreats, and they don't do them rank based. They do how the hell you running your business. They do just
Are you showing up?
are you showing up? Can you keep track of your stuff? Can you turn stuff in? I can't.
I wanted to add one thing that the speaker that came, her name was Rachel Hollis. No, she said, Chastity said Rachel Hollis is coming to speak for us. No, but she was amazing. And one of her things was being a ninja with your thoughts, with your self-limiting beliefs. You have to stay
in the bud.
What'd you say?
Nipping it in the bud.
Yeah, nip that shit in the bud. Stay vigilant with those self-limiting beliefs. When a thought comes into your head, I'm not worthy to speak on this Zoom. You say, no, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. Watch. My mouth is like terrible, but freaking like seriously, you have to stay vigilant. It can't be just something you focus on in the morning with your affirmations, and then the rest of the day let those limiting beliefs consume you and keep you down and keep you from doing the things. You have to stay vigilant with those thoughts and literally be a ninja with those self-limiting beliefs and knock them out. Knock them out. I just love that she said that. So I had to add that in because it reminded me.
That's super true, though. Wacha! I'm not worthy. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm worthy. All right, sorry. Ari went. Lizzie went. Leonela.
Leonela.
I said it right. I wrote it down. Look, Leonela. I even texted her. I was like, oh my God, say your name in the speaker.
Good morning, guys. So, oh my God, I feel like a part of me died when I was in Texas, okay? And that was the old limiting part of myself that died. I feel like I came back, like rebirth, like I'm a new person. And it makes me nervous to do these kind of things, but I know that this new person that I am, I have to, I have to step up and I have to step out. And another thing that I want to remind you guys, especially with my story and the retreat, is don't count yourself out and don't compare yourself to other people, because in the beginning of the retreat, I was going to count myself out because I felt like there was going to be so many other people that were going to get this over me. And I was just gonna kind of just give up because I was like, there's just no way that I'm making it there. There's gonna be so many other people running, so many other people that are gonna get this, so why should I even try? Until Brittany and Kaye instilled the belief in me that I can do this, and I'm really glad that they believed in me and I didn't give up on myself, because it really was life-changing. And I think the best part about it was really getting to know Lisa and Cass, how humble they are. They're just like one of us, and to me, that's what was so inspiring. And it just instilled that belief in me even more that, hey, I can do this too. And that brings me to talk about, limiting beliefs and your belief system. I know Lizzie touched on, the law of attraction, and I'm really big with the law of attraction. I live my life by it. And I've been reading this book lately, and it's called Ask and It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desires. And it really tells you how to work with the law of attraction. And I just kind of want to, share a concept with you guys that, really opened my eyes with this. We are source energy. Like, we are creative, magical beings. And I just want to read this quick part in here to you guys. And it says, you are a summoner of vibrational energy. You are consciousness. You are energy. You are vibration. You are electricity. You are source energy. You are a creator. You are on the leading edge of thought. So, you guys, our thoughts, okay, they are the focus of attraction. Like, that is, how do I want to describe this? Like, our thoughts are basically inviting in what we want to manifest. Our feelings, okay, it's that magnetic force that pulls in our desires. So I want you guys to be aware of not only your thoughts, but your emotional guidance system inside, and that is your feelings, okay? So in this book, it talks about, the 3 steps of manifesting your desires, okay? The first step is asking, okay? And I touched base, I think I was speaking to Lisa about this, and actually a few other people, but we all have free will, okay? So if we aren't deliberately asking the universe, God, whatever you believe in, if we aren't asking them for help, the universe can't help us, okay? Because we have that free will. So we have to keep that in mind. We have to consciously ask, okay? Step 2, the answer is given, okay? I know this kind of seems like a hard concept to grasp, but our answers are always our answers, our prayers, our wishes are always granted, okay? And sometimes it may not seem that way, but that's because of step 3. And step 3 is the art of allowing. And that's, like I said, our guidance system. So we have to place ourselves in that vibrational frequency of receiving and allowing. And by doing that is feeling gratitude as if we already have that. So I want you to, whatever it is that you are trying to manifest, really put yourself in that vibrational frequency to feel like what it feels like to have that already manifested. Okay. Think of it as like a radio. Okay. When you put on the radio, you know what station you're going to turn on, right? And you put it on and you expect that, that station to come on. It's the same exact thing. Okay, guys, we have to place ourselves in that vibrational frequency in order for us to receive it into our lives. Okay. So, and another analogy I want to use is what completely changed, what opened my perspective with this is, say if, your current car, it's starting to break down, it needs repairs, right? So you start thinking about that new desire of wanting a new car, and you're thinking about how good it's going to feel, how confident you're going to feel riding in that, because you don't have to worry about, the car breaking down or anything like that. So you're in that feel good state, right? And then all of a sudden that feel good state goes away and you start thinking about, oh, I want a new car because, it's, you just start thinking about the bad things of that car. It's no longer running good. It's not taking me where I need to be. I'm dishing out all of this money. I'm going broke, putting out money for this car. You guys, whether we realize it or not, that is what we're putting out there. So the more that we complain about that, whether we realize it or not, we are going to be attracting that into our lives, okay? So it's really important. And it's like what Ari said, be a ninja of your thoughts, redirect those thoughts. When you feel those negative, thoughts or feelings, shift. And especially the biggest thing is your feelings, because that is going to tell you whether you're vibrating at a higher state to allow what you want to come in. And if you're feeling negative, a lower vibrational feeling, then you're resisting those things to come in. So really pay attention to your thoughts and your feelings, especially because your feelings, that is your magnet, that is your source. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because it really kind of changed my whole perspective, because I'm running for 12K right now, and before I read that analogy in this book, a part of me, and like even trying to get Mexico, with my auto ships and things like that, like a part of me was kind of starting to worry, like thinking about, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to get this. Like, and then I had to stop myself. I'm like, whoa, if I do that, I'm not going to go. That is literally what is going to happen. My ticker is going to stay right where it's at, because that is what I'm thinking. And I'm putting that worry out there. You know what I mean? And worry is also, you have to think about it. Worrying is also like a prayer too, but it's a prayer of, you kind of like negative things. So I just feel like my mind just kind of like went out the window. But yeah, just be really.
You're good. I got on, you guys. It's a miracle. I totally, y'all, listen. You have to understand that the time in Arizona never changes ever. So when everyone else changes, we stay the same. But sometimes I'm 3 hours from the East Coast. Sometimes I'm 2 hours. Well, now we're back to 3 hours from the East Coast. So I totally forgot to set my alarm last night for 3:30. It was still on 4:30. So it just went off. Leonela, you stayed in the room with me this weekend at the retreat. My phone goes off at 4:30 every morning.
Yep.
To be on the 5 o'clock Zoom. Well, I forgot to switch it to 3:30. And I'm like, crap. Oh my God. Anyways, you know what though? I can always count on Brittany to make sure everything goes smoothly. And I heard you guys already did an awesome job. I like don't know everything you guys covered, but one of the things that I kind of wanted to touch base on is you guys remember this weekend. Okay, so you guys we were at a retreat this weekend. It was for Kaylee's team. It was so amazing. And I mean, and Brittany Hyder should have been there. Brittany couldn't be there though, because she has 25 freaking dogs to watch. Like, we were talking about you, Brittany, like, not even gonna lie. I was like, how does she do this? Because I have one new puppy and I was like, should I leave? So I don't even know how you do it, girl. But
Well, 12 just left the house, so we're only down to like 17. It's fine.
You're like, it's 17. Oh, 17. Now you can go out of town, girl. Like,
I can totally go on vacation now. It's fine.
Totally fine. But we had such an amazing time, and I hope that you guys understand that when you're leaders, like you guys, I am going to be doing a retreat, and the spots that I will have open for that. Yes, I have spots open for higher ranks, but I always have spots that lower anybody can learn. I'm talking a brand new person. And right away, I know what happens as soon as retreats are announced, and it's going to be, you have to do so and so or this and this to get to that retreat. And a lot of people count themselves out immediately. They don't even keep track of their points, because they're like, there's just no way that I would be somebody that would earn that out of all the people on this team. Well, you guys, everyone thinks that. Everyone. Like, I mean, am I wrong, you guys? Like, everyone believes that. I promise you. It's the one thing that when I go to these retreats, that someone at that retreat is like, oh my God, I can't believe I earned this. Like, and I wasn't even going to keep track of my points. Do you know how many of you guys would earn these things if you actually didn't count yourself out? And it's one of the things that I think that we do in this business. We count ourselves out. Oh, I'm never going to get that bonus, so I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to ever do this, so I'm not even going to try. Oh, or you get excited and you start trying, but when it's not happening, you stop trying. Like, that is really the key to success. Is you have to involve yourself and get to and enter everything you can. And so I encourage you guys, the next time, like when I announce for my retreat and how you can gather points to get there, because here's the thing is, I don't just do things based off of your PPA. I don't go, oh, the highest PPAs get to come, because
Lisa, you still there? She's unmuted, but
Weird.
so nobody can go. That's the rules. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
She may have gotten booted.
Either
Someone
way,
just
though,
asked
I'll
what
pick up
PPA is.
their,
PPA is
Social
new ordering people. I don't even know what it stands for, but it's new ordering people.
I wanted to
I
add
never
something
even thought of.
based on what Leo was talking about earlier with visualization and the laws of attractions. Just a little quick side note of what I do sometimes when I'm like really working for a goal or a dream. I, in my gratitude journal, like here I have on the back side, I do my I am statements, and then usually I'm also a recovering alcoholic. So on this side, I usually keep like my days sober and stuff. But then also when I'm working towards like a really hard goal or something, when I'm visualizing, I do visualization exercises in my head, but then I also write it down. I write down like the smells, the sights, what's happening when, I hit that rank, who I'm calling, how bad I'm crying, like stuff like that. I don't just think it and visualize that way. I write down step by step what's happening when I achieve that goal. So I just wanted to put that out there too as a little tip that I do.
I love that. Oh, Lisa got kicked. See if she comes back on. Do any of y'all have anything else while we wait for her to jump back on?
I just want to say, like, when I was keeping
Swear to
track of
God,
the
you guys,
points,
you can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up right now. My phone died.
You're the
no.
worst.
You all listen to me. I have to tell you this, and then I'm gonna let you continue on what you were just saying. Arianna, 'cause I can't. But listen, you guys, I prove every day that anyone can make $1 million in network marketing. Like, if you all don't look at my hot mess and go, if Lisa can do this shit, so can I. You guys, literally every single one of you on here should be like, dude, she needs to get her act together. Okay, go ahead. What were you just saying? Because I wanna I'll add into what I was saying in a minute.
I was just saying, because you were talking about like earning the retreats and how you do it. You don't do it based off PPA and all that stuff. So I just was thinking like how so many people count themselves out. I counted myself out. Like as soon as she released it, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get this. But like we've all been talking about the self-limiting beliefs. Um, because when she released it, I was in a little bit of a funk. I hate to say that I was in a funk, but I was, and I was, I was in a discouraged state. So I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get this. But you know what? I I think it was like the third day in, I was like, I'm gonna just keep track of the points anyways. And as crazy it is to keep track of all the proof and everything, I'm telling you right now, it is so freaking worth it to take the time. Leonela didn't keep track of her points the whole 2 months. She went back, she backdated all the way to the beginning of December and she earned it. So I'm telling you, it's worth it to keep track of those points or go back and track those points. Like just run for it. You never know if you're gonna get there unless you try. So I just wanted to say that.
No, I agree. Like, that is the thing, is like people just automatically make a decision or count themselves out. And I promise you, every single time I come to one of these retreats, somebody there is like, I can't believe I earned this. Like, and as leaders, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be really raw and real. When I run retreats and other leaders do, behind the scenes, we can't believe how, I guess, I know this sounds crazy, but like the last person to earn that retreat, what their points were, when we know there was other people that probably had higher points. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that person kept track. That's what it's about. Like, that person decided, I'm not going to count myself out. And what I was saying when my phone died was that one thing that I will never do when I throw out contests, you guys should know this by now. When I do any kind of contest, when I do any kind of retreat, when I do earn anything, I don't just do it based off of what your PPA is, because I know that PPA, guys, you could be brand new, you could be doing all the right actions, but you're not signing anyone yet. You should be rewarded for those right actions. So that's why I always have things like, getting on a Zoom is a point for earning a retreat, or, hosting a live event, or getting on going live on Facebook, doing an interview, like making sure that you're writing in your journal every day. Like I will make sure that I am giving tons of different ways that you can earn retreats or earn these other, contests that I do that doesn't include having to sign customers and promoters. So I encourage you guys that the next time anybody on your team, because let me tell you what, they are a game changer. Like these 3 women right here were 3 of the 10 women that came this weekend, and they will tell you their lives are changed. It's changed. Like it completely puts a different kind of belief level in you. And you realize, well, I think the first thing you realize is, especially when you come to something and you're with these 200Ks, that we're no different. Like you get to spend 4 days with us, and you're like, okay, hey, Lisa shits too. Like she was in that bathroom for a good 20 minutes. Like she, yeah, I'm telling you, you will realize, she wakes up with bad breath. I mean, we're all the same, right? And you realize, look, if these people did it, so can I. But then being around a group of like-minded people, literal like-minded people that have the same goals, have the same dreams, have the same vision that you do, and they're feeding into you. And it's so much deeper than just, I don't know if you guys think that we go to these retreats and it's like, we sit and talk about how to do your social media the whole time. Like it's a lot of self-development. It's a lot of getting to know people and their past and what they've gone through, but also just fun, just relaxation. Like it's amazing. So I just have to encourage you guys to go for these things. And one of those things that I hope that you're not counting yourself out with is conference. I mean, that's around the corner. And a lot of us on here, a lot of you on here have already counted yourself out for conference or made excuses. I know there's very few tickets left. I would encourage you to don't worry about the how, just get the ticket and the rest will fall into place. Kind of like what Leonela was talking about. I mean, I'm a huge believer in, no matter what you believe. I love what Stacey Weisenberger says. I don't care if you believe in chickens or rocks or peanut butter. Like you believe in what you want to believe. But the one thing I hope you do is you have something. But this is the thing, is that I think a lot of people get funky on these Zooms. I'm going to be honest with you. We've had people actually message or actually express that they don't like ending the Zoom with 100 Days to Brave, because they feel like we're pushing God on people, or God's not their thing, or religion's not their thing. And you can believe in so many different things. Like I completely believe, personally, just me, I believe in God. I pray. That's, it's not something that I like. I'm not going to church every single Sunday, but personally me, I believe, right? But I also believe that you attract what you put out there, because I've been doing this industry for so long. And when I read the book, The Secret, it just opened so many doors for me, because I was like, oh my God, it is so true. It's like, why do you have these people in life that just seem to always get what they want? And why do you have these people in life that always seem to just slide through it like it's an amazing thing? And then other people seem to always hit roadblocks, seem to always be miserable. Why is that? And really, when you look at attitude, personality, what you're putting out into the universe, it is what you get back, right? If you're nice to a person, they're nice to you back, correct? Usually, right? If you're rude to somebody, they're rude to you back. You get what you put out there. That is just common sense, right? I mean, no matter what you believe, that's just common sense. If you wake up today and decide today is going to be the worst day ever, it's going to be the worst day ever. If you wake up today and decide I'm happy and oh my God, this is the best day ever, it's going to be the best day ever. You get what you put out there. That's just common sense. That's not, hocus pocus belief or anything like that. That is just proof, common sense. We've all seen it. And so what I encourage you guys to do is don't count yourself, like, don't worry about the how. Like, how am I going to get there? Who's going to babysit the kids? Dude, just get the ticket and then get to your upline and go, I want to go. I don't know how. Let's talk it through. I guarantee you there's somebody that has an extra space in their hotel room. I guarantee you that there's somebody that I know people that have gone to conference over the last 10 years that I've been doing this industry, and they have literally slept in their car. Like, that's how bad they needed to be there. And I'm not saying you got to go sleep in your car, but what I am saying is that if there was ever an investment that you were going to make in yourself and your business, conference is it. And it's something that you can do for very inexpensive, and it's something that really can change people's businesses. I've literally watched people stuck at a level or literally moving not at all. They've never sent a customer promoter. They get to conference and all of a sudden everything changes. And it's all because their belief changes, their mindset changes. So, I encourage you to, really, if you've been on the fence about that, and I get it, please don't think that I'm sitting here and I'm saying that the people that don't go to conference suck. No, I get it. Life happens. I've been through things, and sometimes it's just not possible. It is just not feasible. And I totally get it. Sometimes life works that way. But for those of you guys, one thing I want to ask you about when you think about what's possible and what's feasible is this really a hurdle I can't get around? Is this truly something that isn't an excuse, but it is an actual problem that is, I just can't fix it? Or is it really, when you look at things in life and when you see yourself making excuses for why you can't do things, is that an excuse? Is it a real hurdle, or is it an excuse? Sometimes I know it's hard to look in the mirror, but most of the things in life that we're saying we can't do, it's because we're using excuses. That if we really wanted to do something, we could do it if we weren't thinking all the things, like, oh, I don't want to leave my kids for the first time. That's an excuse, right? Or I don't want to, I'm afraid. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody, and I'm going to get there and I'm going to feel stupid. Or, those are excuses, guys. Like, those are things that we will think of other reasons why we can't be there based off of those feelings. So, I hope that you guys will definitely consider it. If it is something that you can make it happen. So I wanted to talk about this really quick. And, anyways, I'm skipping around, but I wanted to say something about the 100 Days to Brave, because we have had people, honestly, that, message saying, I get off at that part. Why do we do that part? You guys, I could be reading out of the secret. I could pull any book off my shelf right now, and I could read to you guys at the end of this Zoom something out of one of these books that could say and mean the exact same thing that the 100 Days to Brave said. The only thing it didn't include was maybe, the scripture for that day. Okay. It could say everything the same, everything meaning, and no one would have an issue with it. What I will hope, and this is something Chas and I were talking about this weekend, and I hope you hear and listen to this very, 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 very closely. We are not trying to change anyone's beliefs. We're not on here going, okay, everybody got to believe in God and all this stuff. Like, you guys, I respect everyone's beliefs. And one thing I have learned over 10 years in this industry is if you want to be successful in network marketing, you have got to be the type of person that can be someone who can be open to everyone's beliefs. I'm not saying you have to believe what they believe, but you have to be okay with what they believe. You have to be okay with that person on your team that if you're not religious and they are, you have to respect that. See what I'm saying? So what I would encourage you guys to do is not listen to the message, not the scripture, if that's not your jam, because at the end of this Zoom, when we do 100 Days to Brave, every single time it has fit. It's the law of attraction. It has fit exactly what we talked about that day. Something in, and it's the lesson in it. It's the lesson in it. Even if you guys were to look at the Bible as these are stories and lessons, I think we could all appreciate it for that, correct? Whether you believed in God or not. So that's what I hope that you guys will understand, is that even I'm gonna be real. You're never going to see the success that you could see in network marketing if you're not willing to respect and be open to listening. It's like, I mean, I'm not going to bring up personal stuff, but sometimes what others believe, we don't believe, but we don't go, I'm sorry, you can't do that. I'm sorry, you can't believe that. Like, it's kind of almost, if I were to read out of The Secret, I've had people go that were very religious message and say, I get off at that part because you're trying to tell me that God's not responsible for, my life and my happiness and, hasn't given me all these amazing things. You're trying to tell me that I'm responsible for that. And I don't believe that. One thing you're never going to do is win in this industry, because everybody has those different beliefs. But one thing you have to do is respect those beliefs. And guess what? Again, if you want to get off at the end because you don't like it, you can, but it doesn't have to be something where you're like, because I don't like it, other people can't like it. So what I hope you guys do, whether no matter what you believe, because like I said, I could be reading out of any book on my shelf. Who cares what book it is? It's the message. And the message with the 100 Days to Brave, it always fits. It's always fitting. It's always teaching us something, whether you believe that to be factual or not. Okay, so you know what? There's so much more I wanted to go into. Oh my gosh, because this weekend we had this amazing speaker come to this retreat. Okay. And she was talking about limiting beliefs. And we actually had everybody write. We had these like lanterns that we put in the pool and like just kind of let them float away. We're like letting them go. And we had to write down like 4 limiting beliefs on them. And I loved the way that this woman basically talked about limiting beliefs. And we don't have time for it, but that's okay because there's next Monday. There's more. And I am actually definitely going to be getting on. Cass and I are talking about revamping these a tiny bit, the morning Zooms. So we are definitely going to be on more of them. Not like being the only ones. I'm just saying we're going to make sure we're on more of them, making it more of a point to be one of the hosts of it more often than just Monday. Now that I'm not traveling for the next 2 months or till conference, month and a half, I plan to make sure that I'm on in the morning. So with that said, we will be able to cover that soon. And I hope you guys are going to be plugging in because we are going to actually go through, Chas and I are going to go through and think of some topics that really need to be covered. So we make sure that we are covering everything we can on these morning Zooms and then getting those ideas out to other people. And I'm excited. I'm excited because y'all, I mean, there's nothing but good. We still got another month and a half left of bonuses. 6 weeks is a lifetime in this industry. Do not count yourself out, I feel like is the message of today's Zoom. I want to thank, the 3 ladies that got on today because they're amazing. Like literally these 3 ladies got up in the morning. Like these 3 ladies got up in the morning and it didn't matter what time it was out of their comfort zone, literally out of their comfort zone. And I just want to thank them so much for hopping on and sharing because I know that somebody was on today that needed to hear exactly what they had to say. And I don't know who is doing our 100 Days to Brave today.
Shannon.
That's me.
Oh, okay.
You are Tiff. You're Tiff. Okay. All right, Tiffany is going to end us out with that, and then I'm going to pick a winner chicken dinner for this morning's Zoom. So I'll let you go ahead, Tiff.
All right, so we are on day 44, and I have a rambunctious toddler, so it is what it is today. All right, so your friends, love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Romans 12:10. Remember when I told you on day 41 about my family dinners with my friends? Well, our family dinners cruise hadn't been all together in years, but many of us found each other again last December around bowls of chili and tables and couches and stories and laughs. There are more of us than there were 7 years ago because some excellent additions of spouses and children. But it was like we hadn't missed any time together at all. Conversations lasted for hours, friendships were regrown, and lots of food was consumed. Over the next few days, many of us discussed how much we needed that night, about the longevity of friendships and the history that we had together. I know I sound like a broken record about this, but you need friends. I need friends, and they need you. You need to be brave and let people get close enough to speak into your life. The gift of community is so sweet, but you have to be brave and let down your defense to develop those relationships in your life. Romans 12:10, Delaney Cade tells us to outdo one another in showing honor. Love like that will change you. It will change them. Eating chili with old friends at Christmas was so great. That thing holding us together, whatever kept a bunch of poor single friends making dinner together on Sunday nights all those years ago, it is still there. We're still us. And I'm a better Annie because of those humans and those dinners. My cup runneth over for sure. I'm so thankful that they were brave enough to let me into their lives and that I was brave enough to let them into mine. Today's task is be brave. Pick up your phone and call a friend you haven't seen in a while.
Okay, can I just say once again, it fits. We were talking about, getting around like-minded people, retreats, like it just fits. Love it. Okay, so I want to do this morning. Who has not yet gotten chosen to win something in the morning? I'm going just put me in the chat, and I'm gonna go with the 20th person that says me. I'm waiting for 20 people to say me, and I am going to pick that person. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, hold on. I can't see. Literally, I need glasses, y'all. I'm getting old. Sadie with a heart to everyone. Sadie, you're the winner. Chicken dinner. Get myself, Brittany Hyder, your upline. If you don't have us on Facebook, and we don't see your message, just get one of us. We can give you the little graphic and then let you choose what you want, and then we'll get your address and get it out to you. You guys, we have like cool mugs, t-shirts, bracelets, plaques, little plaques you can sit on your desk. We got everything. So I'm excited. I want to thank you guys all. Brittany Hyder, especially, the girl. I mean, this girl has was 25. Okay. 17 dang dogs at her house, taking care of baby puppies. And she never, ever does not show up on here. And she always covers my ass when I do stupid shit, like not set my alarm the right way, or my phone dies. So I just want to give her the hugest shout out ever. And then I want to thank the ladies that were on this morning, because I know it was completely 100% out of their comfort zones to do something like this. I mean, it's scary, like getting on something for the first time ever. So I want to thank Arianna, and I want to thank Leonela and Lizzie for doing this, because listen, it ain't easy, and you guys rocked it like pros. Seriously, like none of you sounded even an inkling nervous. So I appreciate you so much. And we'll see you guys Wednesday. I don't know who's hosting Wednesday, Brittany.
Stacy's Wednesday, and then I'm Friday.
Woo-hoo! So Wednesday, Stacy's hosting, Friday, Brittany, and they'll have different guests on. You guys spread the word, because the bot is screwed up. Like, so basically, long story short, if you guys are new, you don't know, but we have a bot, we had a bot, and that bot reminded everybody when a Zoom was about to happen. Well, long story short, Facebook is like not being nice about bots anymore.